Jesus Christ, when I go out with you, I'll never understand. Damn.
It's just the way Charlie wanted to tell it. It was his vision. This was the way he wanted to do it. I mean, it was an independent, low-budget picture, non-Hollywood altogether. And it was a Charles B. Pierce vision. And he wanted to get it on film. And he did. When I was about 20, my high school drama teacher started making films. And he called me after my freshman year in school in Oklahoma and said, "Hey, you want to make TV commercials?" And I said, "Harry, I don't know anything about making commercials." He said, "I don't either." So at any rate, I went to his office. He handed me a light meter, said, "This is how you read it." He handed me a Bolex camera, handed me some film, showed me how to load it. I loaded it, and I went out and shot an insurance sign going around and around. And I went back, took it, unloaded it, had it processed, looked at it on a projector the next day, and I was hooked. Something as simple as that, that's how I got hooked. I first met Charlie through Harry Thomason and was just introduced, and it was only in passing because he had done a picture called The Legend of Boggy Creek, and it was making a lot of money. And of course, I didn't spend any time and, you know, really didn't get to know him. So I actually got to know him when I arrived on the set of the movie Winterhawk, which was the first time that I worked for him. And then I began to formulate my opinion about Charlie and where he was headed, how he wanted to do things. And he was impressive. I mean, he had things he wanted to do, and he went after them.
All right.
The story about the Phantom Killer in Texarkana, to this day, if you find someone that is still around, they get the chills when you bring up what occurred then. So yes, I did look at all the locations, and the townspeople. I was from that part of the country, so they were just regular folks, and that's how everything would go. You know, people were nice. If you know, if you wanted a location, they'd go, "Well, you need to come over to my house, and you can shoot here, but you got to stay for dinner." And charging for things. I mean, when we shot downtown, Texarkana was basically empty. The train station, the train only just went by and stopped for 1/10 of a second, you know, when the train went by the train station. So that's what we used for a lot of our locations, and was very, very simple.
That's him. That's him. Mister, you owe me $1 for taking your throat the other day, and $10 for taking you to Lufkin. And I want my damn money.
Well, when we shot the picture, it was hot, really hot. And there's a lot of rain in the picture, which just added to the hot. And I had broken my foot 2 days before we started the picture, and I had caved 3 casts in because part of what we were doing was in the swamps, and then the rain all the time. And even the day for night rain we did was just really, you know, terrible. And so that made it kind of difficult. In fact, Charlie hired a guy to haul my crutches around and chase me because I would hop one-footed down the street as soon as I'd step off the camera, and he'd run them under me as soon as I was done. But when you're 25, you can do that.
I'm 1.5 miles north of Higgins' store out on Highway 71. I'll be back in, about 10 minutes.
Well, Andy, first of all, terrific actor. And anytime Andy was on location, he had a great time. That his having a good time didn't interfere with any acting at all. I mean, he was just a really good guy. Ben Johnson. Ben was from Oklahoma, and I'm from Oklahoma, and I guess we were brought up similarly. And it was yes ma'am, no ma'am, you better be the real deal, you better tell the truth. And Ben was that way. I did another picture with him a little bit later, and I won't mention the actor, but Ben was sitting in his I think he was in Charlie's bus at the time, and another actor in the movie went to this wardrobe girl outside the bus, and he just lit into her. I mean, lit into her. And Ben saw all this, and Ben got up off the bus, walked off the bus over to the actor and picked him up off the ground. He goes, if I ever see you talk to a lady like this again, you will not talk anymore. And sat him down and walked back on the bus. That was the kind of guy Ben was. He was the real deal. What you got was Ben, and Ben was good.
Lloyd? Did you break something? Lloyd?
When Charlie got ready to do the scene in Town That Dreaded Sundown, you really couldn't picture Mary Ann being shot through the face and crawling through a cornfield after you've gone through these two things, you know what I mean? And the whole time we're shooting and I'm going, dang, can she pull it off? And I mean, it was so believable, it was just, I mean, it made you shake. I mean, from that, I still can remember when Bud Davis, who played the Phantom, raised his gun and shot her through the back of the face. I can still remember that. I can remember her crawling through that cornfield, and it was like terrorizing, absolutely terrorizing. And she was only there for a couple of days, but man, the impact she had. And people who talk about this picture, they remember the trombone killing, and they remember that one, and the crawling through the cornfield scene. So that was fairly memorable, and it just tells you, you know, she could play almost anything. Believe it or not, I think we shot this picture in 4 weeks, and the budget was under $400,000. We got almost everything in principal photography, but the beginning of the picture had not been shot yet. And I believe that's the beginning of the picture where the couple's in the car and the Phantom Killer takes the coil out of the spark plug wires. And we actually shot that out in front of Charlie's house in Shreveport, Louisiana. He had a house off in Cross Lake, and he had a little wooded area off to the kind of the east side with that big oak tree in the middle of this wooded area, and we shot that part of the picture right there, and we shot it after the picture was done.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry we don't have anything new to report. We're continuing to work around the clock.
You know, you get little bits and pieces here and there of what all went on, but nobody really connected anything up. And they know who this person supposedly was, but they really never pinned anything on them to this day. And in fact, on the one sheet, I think Charlie, and I don't know if it's still there, but Charlie put on the one sheet, and he still walks the streets of Texarkana today. You know, when you're 25 years old and you're DPing a picture And you've also got a producer and a director that will allow you to cut on the picture. When you get to the end of it and you look back at it, absolutely you're going to be happy with it. Absolutely. There's no barometer. You don't really have a gauge except for Hollywood movies. I do to this day in everything that I do. All the shooting that I do, and I've shot tons and tons and tons and tons, I will invariably have somebody walk up to me and say, "Jim, I saw this picture on TBS, and your name, I think, was on it." And I said, "What was it called?" And they go, "The Town That Dreaded Sundown." And I go, "That is my name." And they go, "That thing scared me to death." My wife, when I met her, goes, "That thing scared me to death." And when I introduced her to Bud Davis, the stuntman who played the Phantom, very timid. She sort of backed up before she shook his hand.